Stamp duty reform could be on the radar for Victoria's government. It's an effort to make housing more affordable, in particular getting into the market, and to strengthen the state's tax base. Georgia Simpson has the details.
Victoria's Department of Treasury and Finance is exploring ways to modernise the state's tax system and to make housing more affordable. 9 newspapers are reporting stamp duty reform is being explored. Home buyers could be given the option to pay annual land taxes instead of stamp duty, saving them thousands of dollars up front. Stamp duty has been called an inefficient tax and has been heavily criticised across the board. Kath Evans from the Victorian Property Council says stamp duty impacts everyone, from first home buyers to those wanting to downsize.
But when people are looking at potentially downsizing their properties, and then looking at, the value for what they would get in using those same funds towards their next property, when they look at their stamp duty bill, that creates a real disincentive for turning over your housing stock.
Last financial year, stamp duty raised more than $10 billion, almost 34% of the total tax haul for the Victorian government. But there are concerns the state government is too reliant on the tax. A government spokesperson told Sky News, "We constantly review our revenue system to ensure it is appropriate to fund the services and infrastructure that Victorians rely on." Ms Evans said any reform would have to be carefully considered.
It's a really difficult environment to transition a tax scheme when a market is very aware of what the current requirements are. But reform can provide real advantages to a community, but that replacement source of revenue for government has to be very clearly considered.
Stamp duty reform has been explored in other states. New South Wales rolled out a similar policy earlier this year.